Today, the Fifth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals en banc heard the Firearms Policy Coalition's case against the ATF on pistol braces. That's Mock v. Garland. And for about an hour and a half, it was, I don't know, man. There was one judge, Judge Higginson, who is as about as anti-gun as you can get. He obviously is siding with the ATF and the government. But there were a couple other good questions by other judges. I took a couple quick notes, and I'll give you some of the stuff so you can realize what was going on, and then we'll kind of wrap it up on where we think we go from here. Attorney Jaffe, who was making the case for the plaintiffs, argued based off of a couple different things. He said that the Second Amendment standards alone, it should be a clean win, because this rule by the ATF violates the Second Amendment. He also pushed on the Administrative Procedures Act and how the ATF in the proposal had the worksheet, then they removed the worksheet. It's a violation of the APA, and also mentioned the rule of lenity as well. He also said that these guns are actually more concealable without the brace, and they are less safe without the brace, because with the brace they're more accurate and less concealable and stuff like that. Then there was the Judge Higginson. He was like all about, this is the NFA, we got to protect the NFA. You're not saying that the NFA is a bad thing, and surely you would agree that SBRs are dangerous. And real quick, Jaffe said, we've argued about the SBRs, but that's if that case is to happen, then it'll happen on its own. So pretty smooth by him, not getting caught up on that. Then the attorney for the state of Texas, who was there based off of his amicus brief, he was pushing for the rule of lenity as well. And the rule of lenity, guys and gals, is like when Chevron deference is applied, they're not supposed to. What is Chevron deference? I should just start from the top. Chevron deference is when a bureaucratic agency, here ATF, is charged with enforcing an act of Congress, a law. Then if there's any ambiguities in that law, then it's up to that. They typically defer to that agency to figure out what is actually meant. However, when there are criminal attachments to that, 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine for each violation with these pistol braces, then the rule of lenity is supposed to apply, where the people get the deference, not the government. So he was pushing that pretty good. And he said also, like we've said numerous times, for over a decade, the ATF has said that this is not an SBR. And the fact that it is misused or shot from the shoulder does not make it an SBR. And it was not designed to be shouldered. And one of the judges didn't like that anti-gunner. One of the judges came back and said that the rule of lenity is supposed to be like the last line of defense. They're supposed to use statutory constructs first, which would be the laws on the books. The Texas attorney did say that there should be a national injunction, and at the very least, this is where I didn't like what he said, at the very least it should be just cover the Fifth Circuit and the state of Texas. That wouldn't be good, because then a bunch of people who are a bunch of people who are covered right now temporarily under this preliminary injunction would then be felons again. And that, in this case, that's all the Firearms Policy Coalition members who don't live in the Fifth Circuit or in the state of Texas, if that is what the judges do. We don't know what they're going to do yet. And then another good question that the gentleman from Texas asked was, how is the ATF going to enforce this right now with all of these different injunctions in place? And just that alone, Your Honor, gives you the leeway to make this a national injunction. And Judge Higginson kind of pushed back on that, saying that, well, this should go back to the original judge, and he should talk about that. What else do we have? Then Attorney Genta for the feds got up and he just spewed all of the anti-gun ATF rhetoric that we've seen in hearings that I've posted and stuff like that. Some of the things he did say, though, was interesting. He said, like, if an individual has a question on whether their item is an SBR when it has a pistol brace attached, they could do a few things. They could ask ATF for clarification, meaning submit it. And if it looks like it's designed and intended to be shouldered, then it's probably going to be ruled an SBR. You could also just pay the tax. And then he also said we would be happy, the ATF would be happy to fight in court over individual SBR or pistol concerns. They'd be happy to fight you in court, he said. Interesting. And then a judge asked the government attorney, does a brace make the firearm more stable? Does it make the pistol less concealable? Does it make the pistol less accurate? Does it in fact make the pistol safer, not more dangerous? And the attorney for the government, he sounded like he was caught off guard a little bit there, and he didn't really have a big answer for that, which was cool because he got caught up. Then another judge asked, is there a history and tradition that says that, you know, making a gun safer or putting more safety improvements on a gun is regulated? Basically, is there a historical support for restricting firearm features designed to make a gun safer? And the government said, well, you know, that's what the NFA does. The NFA makes everybody safer. And that the problem here is the combination of concealability and high power. We also heard that over 30 states and the District of Columbia have outright bans on SBRs unless they are in compliance with the National Firearms Act. It was just a lot of, you know, back and forth with the ATF, well, with the federal attorney, the assistant U.S. attorney. It's been a long day. I've been listening to this lawsuit, and it's just frustrating. Where do we go from here? I think that the Fifth Circuit's gonna do something, but I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't feel strong one way or another. Do they continue this injunction as is until more briefings are submitted? Do they stop the injunction now and send it back to the district court judge for him to decide how it goes forward from here with an injunction or a stay or what have you? Do they expand it to a national injunction? It didn't sound that way for most of it, but one of the judges did ask the government attorney, what would you do if we did a national injunction? And he had really no answer for that. So, sorry I can't give you more definitive lanes of travel on which way I think this is going to go. I think it could go either way, honestly. But either way, I think this case, well, I know this case is going to continue based off the merits, and I ultimately see that the Supreme Court will get one of these three cases. So we still have yet to hear the next steps for the cases for Gun Owners of America, for the Second Amendment Foundation, FRAC. We still haven't even heard related to an injunction on the FRAC case. So there's a lot going on. These judges are kind of being careful what they're doing because they're right now, I mean, this is unprecedented. This is the biggest gun ban in the history of America. And these judges are trying to do the right thing, but trying to be very cautious. And I don't like that, not one bit. But I am a Second Amendment person, and you know how I feel. Let me know what you think. Did you listen to this? I will have a link down below if you want to listen to the hour and 20, it was like hour 24, hour 25 minutes. I'll have the link down below if you want to listen to it. You're going to get enraged in the first couple minutes because that first judge is about as anti-gun as it gets. Definitely was on the ATF's teat on that one. But yeah, take a listen. Let me know what you think down below. Guys and gals, thank you for your time. Please share this. More people actually need to hear what these judges are saying in court for these cases. Because it goes a long way in how these cases play out. It tells you how these judges are looking at cases. So when we have other things pop up, what am I doing with my hands? As we have more cases pop up, you'll kind of get an idea of why things are done in certain ways. Yeah. Appreciate y'all. If you love the Second Amendment, then subscribe to the channel down below. I bring you everything from litigation to legislation every single day. And no matter where it happens in this country, I'm frustrated, I'm dehydrated, I'm hungry. I think I'm going to go smoke a cigar. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.